Welcome to Carolina Varsity's 2012 look at the NCHSAA playoffs. We're now going to take a quick look at the 1AA, where we have Monroe at 11-3, facing Swain County at 13-0. And Max Preps is calling it a 47-42 ball game. Swain, some things I do know. I do know a little bit about Swain. I did do a little bit of research, but you know, I've always known Swain. And I think one of Swain's strengths this year is a run defense. They have a good run defense, but they put up 400 yards of total offense, and they're very balanced from what I saw. The yardage that they entered in on the Max Press, very, very balanced with run and pass. Maybe I think it was a little more leaning towards the pass. Monroe, 300 yards a game, but heavy run, very, very heavy run. So it's going to be the strength of Monroe on offense against the strength of Swain County on defense. Could be a really good ball game just by looking at it on paper. You know, you've seen Monroe, so maybe you'll be able to give a little bit more. I didn't see really any Swain County stuff up on YouTube. The little bit of looking that I did to try to get a view. So, you know, what do you know about Monroe?
Saw Monroe earlier this year, and usually numbers have been a problem with Monroe, but they have about 35 players on varsity, which down in the 1A ranks is, you know, not bad at all.
That's good.
They're, as usual, they have athletes. They got a couple of athletes, I think, that have some college offers, maybe D1AA offers, but They have a couple of guys. The quarterback has good size. He's got a good arm. They don't throw it a lot, but they will throw it off play action, and they will have some trick plays ready. That's one thing I did notice when I saw them. They ran a few trick plays when I saw them, and they were successful with them. They have good speed. Offensive line-wise, they're big, but those guys will go both ways. So if Swain County wants to try to maybe pound them a little bit, they may get tired there. Defensively, they're very aggressive defensively. They look to stop the run first, and they will sell out because they feel like they have the athletes on the outside to play one-on-one coverage. Since Swain County is balanced, they may not be as aggressive in this game, but I feel like that I have to pick Monroe. I mean, I think both of these teams, from what I understand, are battle tested. They've been, you know, playoff veterans before. Maybe they've even met up before in the playoffs. I'm sure they have, playing down in 1A. But I like Monroe in this one simply because they're a senior-heavy team. They're coming off of a year that they haven't been as good get tongue-tied. They're coming off a year where they weren't as good last year, and they're getting back to their standard this year. Plus, you look at the schedule they played. Out of their 3 losses, they lost to Porter Ridge, they lost to Concord. Those were 2 of their losses. And they played Concord tough. They lost by a touchdown to Concord, who's in the 3A West Final. I mean, that's really impressive. So I'm going to take Monroe here by 1 score.
Okay.
Well, might need to start shutting my mouth up about some of those mountain teams. But there's some exceptions, and you know, Swain County, you know, has traditionally been, you know, been a powerhouse in the 1A ranks, and they look no different than that this year. And but I don't really have much to go on, you know, for Swain County, but based on what I've heard on Monroe and some of the teams they've played, and against a 4A team, Porter Ridge, I mean 1A versus 4A, that's not usually a favorable matchup anyway.
No, they only lost that game 28-0.
Right. And then against a very good Concord team, and both of those teams are still playing.
Yep.
And you know, I'm going to take Monroe, but it'll be by, you know, by a touchdown, like, you know, 28-21. I mean, I don't know if Swain has their linemen going both ways or not, but usually when you do have your linemen going both ways, that's a big disadvantage because, you know, they're going to get tired out, you know, easier. But with that being said, and with Monroe's battle-tested schedule, I'm taking them.
Okay, yeah, I did not pick my winner, but I'm picking Monroe. Union County likes to have their schools play each other as much as they can, and most of the schools in Union County are 3A or 4A.
Right.
So Monroe ends up playing some tougher games than some of your other 1A, 2A schools, you know, may face.
And I think they like that because it gets them ready for that 1A schedule, which of course is, you know, easier than playing, you know, 3A and 4A teams.
Sure, and I know if some of my Sun Valley friends are watching this video, you hate Monroe, how they seem to be favored. They are a favored child in the county, so you don't want to hear anything positive. But so we're all picking Monroe, and hopefully you have a good ball game.